Because of Russian forces, Niger was able to repel terrorist attack, kill 20 of the terrorists, arrest a lot, and injured many who have been arrested still. Now, what occurred? It is not official that Emmanuel Macron, the president, Alassane Ouattara of Ivory Coast, and the president of Benin were all responsible, I said responsible, for the terrorist attack that occurred in Niger on the night of January 28, breaking into January 29, 2026. According to the president of Niger, Abdurrahman Tiani. He says that the terrorists received their support, their intelligence from France and Ivory Coast and also Benin. Record that there was a failed military coup d'etat that occurred in Benin. And that failed military coup d'etat occurred in Benin. And before then, Nigerians had sent soldiers into Benin airspace. And Nigerians sent soldiers into Benin airspace. In the soldiers that Nigerians sent into Benin airspace, sandwiched there, it was the French soldiers. So the French soldiers helped the military coup d'etat not to succeed in Benin. Because if the military coup had succeeded in Benin, Benin would have fallen and Sahel Alliance would have added one more nation in ECOWAS, making them the fourth nation to join the alliance, and that would have been a terrible blow for France. France is not happy that the Sahel Alliance is standing tall, and France is seeing that the Sahel Alliance could be influencing other nations to back off the collaboration they have together. So France, according to the president of Niger, Abdurrahman Tiani, whom we always consider Emmanuel Macron, whom we always consider c'est le petit stupid Macron, according to his word, c'est le petit stupid Macron, is responsible for this coup d'etat, for this attack. The idea about this attack was that the soldiers would take over the airport, Niamey International Airport, the terrorists would take over Niamey International Airport, march to the presidency, because of the Niamey International Airport to the presidency is not far. March to the presidency, take over the presidency, and declare the overthrow of the president of Niger, then stop cooperation with Burkina Faso and Mali, and declare the return of the French soldiers in Niamey. Note that the French government had 1,000 soldiers in Niger. America also had 1,000 soldiers in Niger, and the French soldiers are angry because that is a strategic country for France. France badly needs Niger to survive because Niger is the principal supplier of uranium in France. And because of that, France is suffering heavily on electricity because it cannot generate electricity fully to full capacity because they don't have access to this uranium. In fact, cheaper uranium, let me be more precise. They were getting it cheaper, and that's why the French citizens were living lavishly with electricity. Now, with a new policy put in place, they have to buy it as any other nation would buy it in the international market. France is not sitting well with this, and France want Abdurrahman Tiani out, and they also want Captain Ibrahim Traoré out, the same way they want Assimi Goïta of Mali out. So when this attack occurred in the military base, there's a joint military base. These three nations have multi-task forces. Multi-task forces are those forces combination of Niger military, Burkina Faso military, and Malian military. They have a base. They are sharing intelligence such that they can protect each other, and to make sure that one force is not used against, to make sure that a Niger military force is not compromised to overthrow the government, to also make sure that Burkina Faso military force is not compromised, because it is a combination of patriotic forces across that make up this combination of multi-task forces. Inside them are Russian forces inside. So the Russian forces played a key role in the coordination. While the French was coordinating the terrorists, the Russian forces were coordinating the multi-task force that dismantled, stopped the attack from occurring, and thank God, Niamey International Airport, a safe, calm has returned to Niger. Now, the French government has not officially responded. The Benin government has not officially responded. And the Ivorian government had not officially responded. And their response will be clear. They will tell you that they know nothing happened with it, nothing happening, and they are not guilty, and they are innocent. You understand?
Niger has deployed heavy security in the capital after gunfire and explosions around its main airport. The country's military ruler has accused France, Benin and Ivory Coast of sponsoring the attack. Gunfire and loud explosions echoed around Niger's international airport in Niamey shortly before midnight on Wednesday. Security sources described it as a terrorist attack. State TV reported that one of the several assailants killed was a French national, as footage showed several bloodied bodies on the ground, but it provided no evidence. Satellite photographs showed the area before and after the incident. Security sources said a store of uranium currently held at the airport had not been affected by the attack. ASCII Airlines said 2 of its aircraft sustained minor damage during the incident while parked on the tarmac, while Ivory Coast's national airline said an Airbus plane was hit.
Early this morning, the airbase, or more broadly, the Diori Hamani International Airport, was the target of an infiltration attempt by mercenaries, remote-controlled mercenaries. This is an opportunity for us to make contact with all the defense and security forces, as well as our Russian partners, for their prompt reaction. A reaction that allowed the enemy to be completely routed within 20 minutes. Some were neutralized on the spot, others were neutralized in their panicked rout.
Chiani accused French President Emmanuel Macron, Benin's Patrice Talon, and Ivory Coast President Alassane Ouattara by name while speaking on Niger's state TV after visiting the airbase, vying retaliation.
We remind the sponsors of these mercenaries, notably French President Emmanuel Macron, Benin President Patrice Talon, Ivorian President Alassane Ouattara. We have listened to them bark enough. They should also prepare to hear us roar.
Chiani also thanked the Russian troops stationed at the base for defending their sector. Since seizing power, Chiani has cut ties with Western powers and turned to Moscow for military support. The West African nation, like Mali and Burkina Faso, has struggled to contain attacks from jihadist groups linked to Al-Qaeda and Islamic State, which have killed thousands and displaced millions in the 3 nations.
Vous êtes le futur de notre société. Vous êtes les leaders de demain. Vous êtes les innovateurs de la prochaine génération. Nous sommes là pour vous aider à réaliser vos rêves et atteindre vos objectifs. Bacheliers, devenez les architectes de votre avenir avec l'Institut universitaire du Golfe de Guinée de Douala.
Since 1993, the University Institute of the Gulf of Guinea, it is 3 higher schools, ESG, ISTA, ISA,